Who are the top couple of players you have returning?
Well, I think key performers for us this year are going to be Jen Kaola, who's a junior, set school records last year in three-point shooting. I mean, she'll be one of the top players that we've got coming back. Also, another junior, Stephanie Rogers, our starting center, who was ninth in the country last year at Division II in block shots. Stephanie's got to step up big in the post for us. It's going to be interesting because our starting point guard last year is returning from a torn ACL, so it'll be interesting to see how she recovers. In addition, our captain, leading scorer, leading rebounder, Alyssa Wagers, suffered a torn ACL about a month ago, so she's effectively done for the year. So it'll be interesting to see how we fill that spot by committee this year.
You mentioned Alyssa won't be there this year. I imagine that she was probably counted on as the team leader going into the year. So who do you expect is going to step up into that role?
Well, I think Britt Zelli and Britt Busen, pair of guards, are both have really strong leadership qualities, and I think they'll both be counted on to do things both on and off the court to keep the team together throughout the season.
What's your recruiting class look like? Who are some of the top players that you have coming in?
Well, we brought in 4 recruits this year, 2 from the Columbus area, 1 from the Cleveland area, and 1 from Michigan. Chrissy Delaney, 6'1" wing, and Jody Jindra, 5'10 and a half, 5'11" post player. Both could see some considerable minutes this year. At some point, Garrett Jones from the Cleveland area is a very strong defensive point guard. Not a real key scorer. So we're looking for Kiara to come in and do things with us, defensively, and add to that depth. And then Chloe Schrebernack from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Chloe's a great basketball player when it comes to court awareness and understanding the game, and I think she's going to help us at both ends of the court with her ability. So, I'm not counting on the freshmen to step in and play a key role right at the beginning of the year, but I think at some point each and every one of them can offer some kind of key contribution to our season.
So you had a pretty strong season last year, just second year in Division II. How do you think you can grow or build on that this season?
Well, I think the key is last year was our second year in Division II. We had a little more continuity in our schedule, and the girls that we counted on last year were people who had developed in their sophomore year. So we were extremely young. Those people now have a little bit more experience. They've been on the road a little bit more. They've played a little bit of tougher competition. So I think, joining the conference and being in that situation, the fact that we have a predominantly team made up of juniors and sophomores, I think, those people will be counted on to make the biggest difference.
You mentioned joining the GLIAC this year. What are your expectations as far as that goes? Maybe what are going to be some of the biggest challenges that you're going to face this first year?
Well, without a doubt, when you look at the teams and the schools that are involved in the GLIAC, you're seeing very, very strong athletic programs in general, and women's basketball is no different. I've always felt that the GLIAC offered some of the strongest competition in the country, and that's not changing. I mean, just in Ohio alone with Ashland and Findlay and Tiffin, Ohio Dominican, you're looking at some very good Division II teams. And then, I can't think of a team in Michigan that's not going to be extremely competitive. I mean, when you talk about Northern Michigan, Michigan Tech, Hillsdale, Grand Valley State, I mean, we're talking outstanding programs with outstanding coaches. So I think for us the challenge is going to be to go in there week after week and be able to compete with those types of programs.
Where's your team attitude kind of set right now, joining the GLIAC as you go into the practice season?
We really, as a team, as a coaching staff with the players, haven't talked as much about competing in the GLIAC as much as the fact that we're going to face a lot of different teams this year. There's going to be some different travel situations that we have to deal with, and I don't know that we've really stressed who the teams are or that type of thing. That'll be more of a week-to-week situation with us where we're preparing for a team at that point rather than to really look at the season and say, okay, this is what we have to expect. In the past, we've played Grand Valley State, we've played Tiffin, A couple years back, we did play Ashland and Findlay, so we know there's excellent quality there. It's just, we've never played that many teams of that quality all in one season. So I think the challenge will be for us just to get ready to play the entire season and not so much look at it as, who the individual teams are that we're playing.
Have you guys talked about team goals at all yet this season, or do you personally have any goals in mind?
Well, I think what we always talk about with the players is that we want to be able to compete game in and game out and go hard for 40 minutes and be ready to play and, just give it our best shot so that whenever the final horn sounds when we walk off the floor, that we walk off knowing that we played as hard as we're capable of playing. It's really tough, I think, from year to year to predict, what your success level is going to be in any sport, let alone, we're not, we're dealing with travel through the GLIAC for the first time. We haven't seen that many GLIAC teams, so, I don't think we discuss so much what the goals are other than, just basically a day-by-day thing. Let's go out there and work hard every day and see where the chips fall.
All right, great.